What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bottom Tier Collector. I'm Rose the Bearded One, and today I'm excited. I have a new series I want to get started today. This first episode is going to be a little rough. You'll have to bear with me. I do plan on putting a lot more effort into this channel over time, developing the background that you see over there, and making a little station here for a more aesthetically pleasing viewing experience. But today, we're just going to make do with what we have. I'm just too excited to put this series off any longer. I think this series can set my channel apart a little bit from the rest of the community. We have Comic Historian and Comics Explained, and even Comic Book Philosophers does some read-throughs. However, not many people actually talk about the stories inside the comic books, at least that I'm aware of on YouTube. A lot of people just talk about the cover art and speculation and things of that nature, and I think that's great. I consider myself in the fourth category of somebody in the comic book hobby. You know, we have readers, we have collectors, we have investors and speculators, and then we have a mixture of all. That would be that fourth category, a mixture of everything. And I definitely consider myself a mixture of everything. You know, I'm probably a collector first, but then I'd like to believe I'm a reader second. And then when I'm out hunting and shopping, you know, I'm not an investor. I don't make investments in comics books. That's what the stock market is for me, where I make my investments. But I use a speculative mind when I'm hunting. You know, what are the trends? What's the value of this book? Am I overpaying? Am I underpaying? Am I getting out ahead of this key or this issue before the trend hits it? That's kind of my thought process when I'm hunting for stuff that I'm not emotionally attached to. Stuff that, you know, I want to bring into the PC, but I may not keep around forever. Because they're just some books, and we all have those books. They're just certain books and characters. We're going to buy them anyways, regardless of the price. We just got to wait on the funds to get there to make those purchases. But however, you know, so I think reading is important, though, and reading can help all of these categories. I think reading can make you a better collector because you can hone in on what you like. You have more direction in your collection when you know the material you're collecting. And then I think, you know, especially, I think even more so with investing in speculation, reading can help you become a better investor and speculator. You have firsthand knowledge of the material inside these books, and it can help you make better, wiser financial decisions because you understand why a character would pop off or why a character would tank. You have firsthand knowledge of that when you read these comic books. So I think this series will bring some value to the community, more so than just reading. Now, the first book we're going to be reading through today is Howard the Duck #1. And yes, I'm going to be barehanding this book. I know a lot of people might freak out about that. If you can't handle somebody barehanding a comic book, this episode might not be for you. But yeah, I'm going to turn you guys around. I've curated an area of the room for some reading enjoyment, and I will be flipping through each page. I don't have fancy video editing or, you know, Adobe Premiere or scans of the comic book. It's just me flipping the comic book. Okay, guys, so here we are. We have the comic book. And again, the purpose of this series is for us, you the viewer, and me, the recorder, the channel host, to learn and discover about new characters. And I think this could be fun and interesting. So again, thank you for watching this video and indulging me in this experimental series. So you see, we got Howard the Duck trapped in a world he never made, and I'm not going to be waving my fingers all over the book the whole time, trust me. I'm going to read it out loud along with you guys, and I'll be flipping the pages. Because you demanded it, the fabulous first issue of Marvel's most sensational new superstar, Howard the Duck, trapped in a world he never made. Against the sword and sorcery, Howard stands side by side with the amazing Spider-Man. So we're getting a Spider-Man feature here. And obviously, that was a money move. Gotta make that money. Here we are. We have beautiful 1970s advertising right here. I don't even know if Cox Sureflyers are even a thing anymore. I highly doubt it. Stan Lee presents Howard the Duck. Created and written by Steve Gerber, illustrated and colored by Frank Bruner. They were also the co-plotters. Inked by Steve Lealoha. John Costanza did the lettering, and Marv Wolfman was the editor. Behold, a depressed duck. Twice he has saved the city of Cleveland, first from the warty menace of the man-frog, then from the fangs of the horrible hell cow. And what thanks did he get? Jail the first time, and benign neglect the second. Now homeless, penniless, he stands on the bank of the Cuyahoga River, contemplating. Suicide? Yeah. Well, maybe. But you see here, we got Howard the Duck. He's defeated some characters that sound quite hilarious. Kind of fits up the alley of the humor I look for in a comic book. And it's really a dark moment. Howard's here contemplating suicide. Let's see what happens next. On the other hand, maybe something less drastic. A little dip to cheer me up, give me a chance to think. There's always a way out, I say. Things are never as black as they... Slime? Ooh, that does it. I can't stand it anymore. This whole world's fouled up. Nah, that's what's wrong with it. It's run by hairless apes instead of foul. Nothing productive, that's for sure. So why bother sticking around? I'm a masochist, I ain't. One little leap off that nutty tower and this life of grief could be over. Sure, I'll go with a flourish. The big splash. The last hurrah. Why not? I mean, it's not like anyone will notice. Shortly across the waters. Figures the jerk who designed this architectural abortion forgot to put in a door. It's taller than I thought, too. But there's no turning back now. Like they say, the die is cast. So Howard the Duck's pretty determined here to rid himself of the hairless apes, who I'm pretty sure are humans. And I'm it, or something like that. Hey, this is weird. The walls may be out of plastic. Old credit cards. What is this place? Why? On second thought, who cares? I came to kill myself, not play building inspector. So if there's no doors, I guess I'll start climbing. The ascent is slow, arduous. Howard's webbed feet provide no traction against the smooth, synthetic surface. More than once he slips and nearly rushes his date with destiny. But the duck perseveres, and a window, it's about time. I'm entitled to a breather before I die. Should have known even suicide couldn't be simple on this world. Help! Huh? Spinning on his tail feathers, Howard peers into the window to see. You're a duck. Yeah, I know you, hairless apes keep reminding me. What's with the change, sweetheart? I'm the prisoner of a madman. You must save me, please, I beg you. I realize this is strange, folks. Well, what the heck? It beats doing myself in. Ready or not, here we are. We have Howard the Duck getting distracted from suicide. And the whole time he seems to be talking himself out of it. On this page and on this page. And this female here, she is giving him the excuse he's looking for to not do himself in. And here we have some wonderful 70s advertising. Slim Jims. I didn't know Slim Jims were this old. I thought Slim Jims were invented around the 90s with those Macho Man Randy Savage commercials. Come. Oh no.
The ceremonial act. Seize it. Defend yourself. Seize it, she says. It weighs a ton. And it's stuck in this stupid stump. Besides, I can't just open a dumb animal. What'll I do if I get it to look? The fowl is flung widely across the room, away from the spinning beast, carried by the weight of the Brobdingnagian blade. Whew, that's hard to say. Thud, until he strikes the chamber's far wall and a certain rope, bringing down salvation from above. In a violent, wholly unexpected fashion, holy crow, it crushed him. Talk about a dog's luck. Poor guy, but at least he didn't suffer. Still, I'd rather have him tamed with a dog yummy. Uh-oh, he's starting to glow. Oh, for crying out loud, he's changing into one of them. Terrific, just swell. Now I'm a murderer. I come here to wipe me out, and instead, have no fear, feathered interloper. You'll have ample opportunity to meet your doom. I shall see to that. Wee-ah! So here we are. Howard the Duck can't even properly save a woman. He picks up this golden axe right here and hits the wall and then accidentally kills a shapeshifter. But the shapeshifter's mad. Whatever happened, the shapeshifter's going after Howard the Duck now. So Howard the Duck is not really a Class A hero. Here we have some more advertising. Big Jim's pack. Oh, free 1 million cash. I wonder if that still works. I need to send that letter in and get that $1 million. Thug Howard lies unconscious as night passes into morning and some 500 miles away. Parker, don't move. In the office of New York Daily Bugle, Ace Shutterbug, Peter Parker is accosted by publisher J. Jonah Jameson. You're too late, JJJ. I already cashed my check. Very funny, Parker. You're a load of laughs. So maybe you just like to laugh off this plane ticket to the assignment to the Century 2. To the assignment of the Century 2. Excuse me, guys. Oh boy, JJJ sending me to Florida, Canada, Europe. This I don't want to blow. I know it sounds nutty, but there are wild rumors flying around where you're headed. Rumors about some strange new mutant menace. I want pictures of it, Parker. Good enough. Where I am off to? Cleveland. And what you're after is a duck that talks like a man. Okay, now you can move. And don't come back without photos. Cleveland, a duck, I'm gonna be sick. Nevertheless, the young photographer, who is also Amazing Spider-Man, will make the trip, arriving at Hopkins International Airport around noon, just as the failed fowl returns to the real world. Mr. Duck? Mr. Duck, are you awake yet? Huh? Oh, yeah. Only can't seem to find my head. Why? My clothes. Where are my clothes? Where am I? We're in this together now, Duck. We're both prisoners of Pro Rata, the mad financial wizard. Yeah, but how did I get this sword? Who dressed me this way? The sword you'll need, and I changed your clothing on Pro Rata's orders. Now, how touching. She's embarrassed. Follow me, woman and waterfowl. Oop. And see why that should be the least of your concerns. Gaze upon the office of Pro Rata, soon to be chief accountant of the universe. And note especially my prize of prizes, the cosmic calculator. For your fates are intimately tied to its missing jeweled key. By whatever means necessary, I must procure that key by midnight. For at that hour, the stellar balance sheet comes into alignment. The astral audit may be taken, and I alone shall collect the cosmic dividend. So you've got Peter Parker on the way to meet Howard the Duck here. And then over here, we've got Howard the Duck waking up to the reality that he's been captured by a very humorous villain, a cosmic a cosmic accountant who's going to audit the universe. The secret of teaching yourself music. You know, I hate the ads in the newer books, but in these old books, it's just really cool to look back on history and see how stuff was advertised back in the day. Gives you a glimpse of how the 1970s was for sure. All right, continuing the story. You shall obtain the key for me there through the dimensional portal as my hired barbarian would have. Had you not broken every bone in his body? Oh, so that's it. Look, that was an accident. I really don't think it's fair to blame me. In, you fool! Wah! This woman and duck hurtle between universes, Pro Rata's rasping voice, their only link with reality, and a tenuous link at that. My ancestors were Egyptian sorcerers, Slavic witches, druids, and they were failures. Mystical Slavs, a lot of them. All because they failed to see the world domination in terms of accountancy. The universe is the ultimate flowchart. And he who can juggle the books can rule infinitely. We landed in some kind of nest. Reminds me of where I was first hatched. Hey, you okay? Uh-huh, just shook up. Why don't we not get it and split anyway? Look, that's the citadel of Psi Fleur, just as Pro Rata described it to me. The jewel key's in there. Come on, let's get it and split this scene. By the red column, 'cause Ro Prada's watching us, ducky. A damsel pursued by a newly hatched bandbird must slay it before it matures. Why am I sure he's talking about me? Eyes closed and a prayer on his beak. Crack! Howard strikes, and the warrior, his lance shattered, pitches headlong off his strange steed into the hard ground. So here you have Howard the Duck and the lady prisoner hurtling through the universe, and here they are now trying to find their way to the citadel of Psi Fleur. I don't know how to say it. And into unconsciousness, hit his head on a rock. I guess tough break for him. You know, babe, I like your attitude. We could get to be friends, but it got us free transportation. Yeah, I could use one of those. Question, why'd you figure he said to kill me before I mature? Am I mature? Or I am mature. I spent most of my life telling everybody I'm mature. Now I'm even getting the why don't you grow up routine from barbarians I've never met. It's a hassle. I've had the same problem. At the Citadel's zero-shaped entrance, Howard and friend dismount and stare at awe into the trepidation at its two stone silent guardians. They look as though they're only sleeping, don't they? Yeah, well, let's walk on tippy toes and let's not wake 'em up, huh? Funny, no real guards for this place. Yeah, I expected an obstacle course at the very least. But there's the jewel key, right up ahead, far out. Don't let your heart lead with anticipation yet, kiddo. There's a real good reason we could just waltz in here. Catch what happened to the last guy who tried to get that key. Ooh. If we can't get the key, Pro Rata will abandon us here. We're doomed. I didn't say that. I just gotta think, that's all. Nuts. I wish I had a cigar to chomp on while I can't concentrate. Oh, I can help you with that. Look in your scabbard, ducky. So Howard and the lady prisoner have made it to the key right here. And we're about to see what happens next. My last cigar! I found it in your breast pocket with your matches. I thought you might want it for a moment like this, so I risked Pro Rata's answer and... Say no more, kid. You're one of the good people in my book. Now, just let me cogitate a second or two. I got it here. Take my helmet and hold it out under this gem key. And keep a ready hand while I take aim. With eagle-eyed precision, Howard flicks the stogie and into flight, freeing the gym key. This is the victory won, but at a price. Don't get misty-eyed, there'll be other cigars. When we're home safe, we gotta get back to the nest, and Pro Rata can open the return portal for us. And we gotta hurry. Something's gonna happen. I can feel it in my bones. Perceptive skeleton you've got there, Toots. When we pulled off this little heist, we set off the burglar alarm. Get your girl in gear, kid. They're big, but slow. Maybe we can outrun them. Oh no, no. So they got the key, and now they're escaping from the big, giant rock monsters. Got a little rip here. That's all right. More advertising. Ye gods, Howard cries the nest. The slur on my maturity, it all makes sense now. More or less. Quick, behind this rock. It hasn't seen us yet. It's just attacking anything that moves. Maybe it'll take out the granite twins for us, the girl whispers. Score another point for your bones, you sis, the duck responds. Of course, if it's hungry, it's going to dope out pretty fast that those guys ain't edible. You're right. It's turning, coming after us. Listen, I know it sounds silly, but if we're going to die together, I'd like to know your name. Huh? Oh, it's Howard. Mine's Beverly. Beverly Switzer. Excuse me, guys. Party fouling on the camera. Hope you're still with me. I've come too far to edit to restart now, so we'll just continue now. Wait, what's happening to us? We're fading away. And at that instant, back in Cleveland, admit it, Parker, you've been had. Jameson wins this one. You think after years of superheroes, I'd develop a healthy skepticism. But no, JJJ sends me to the armpit of the nation to snap a pic of a talking duck, and I fall for it. But barely a mile away. I think you rang up more than you bargained for, Wiz. The band bird must have hit the wrong decimal. Stand aside, Pro Rata cries. I must recalculate. Send the monster back to its nest before crack. It flaps its wings. The key. Give me the key. It's our only hope of controlling the bird. So Howard and Beverly Switzer have made it back to Cleveland. We've also got Spider-Man right here who doesn't trust J. Jonah Jameson. He doesn't believe Howard the duck exists. Okay, so I may not recognize a joke when it hits me in the face, but my spider sense never lies about trouble, and that was an explosion I heard. And the day's been just dull enough to justify hitching a ride to check it out. I'll brook in no dawdling, duck. Hand over the key, and you and the woman are free to go, while you set yourself up as a god, right? Stop. What madness is... Sorry, Mac. No dice. If your cosmic calculator can really do that, it's too powerful for anybody to possess. You fool foul. You've thrown away our lives. When this monstrosity adapts to its new reality, we shall be its prey. Right. You're just looking out for my welfare. Sure. Excuse the intrusion, but did anybody lose this? I was just swinging by it. Hey, what's going on here? Spider-Man, I've no notion what you're doing here, but I shan't waste amenities on the likes of you. Give me that key, or die. He means it. He's going to kill the guy unless... Dook! Howard saves the day. His aim spoiled by the jarring impact of the scabbard. Pro Rata's mystical bolt sails over the web slinger's head into the murkish Cuyahoga, igniting the pollutants therein. I'll worry later over whether I believe this. For now, I'll just make sure none of us becomes dinner for Polly Parrot here. Then maybe I can help out the little guy who saved my life. Too long, didn't read. So this is an advertisement for Twinkies. And I'm not going to read the advertisement since I've discovered it is an advertisement. We're more concerned about Howard the Duck. Bah! I could reduce you to drumsticks with a single spell, Duck. But there would be no budget, any logic in that. No way to justify the expenditure of magic. But Spider-Man's death will net me the gem key. I'll destroy profit by destroying him. He's going to try again, and this time I've got nothing to throw except myself. Sure, why not? I was about to off myself anyway. May as well use my life to stop this wacko. Thus the courageous Duck and the evil conjurer plunged downward, deathward, together. The flaming water seemed to rise to meet them. Howard's eyes pressed shut in wonder, and then Handel, gifted with the proportionate strength of a spider, hauled the harried Howard to safety. And so come to pass perhaps the weirdest moment in this Marvel age of comics, as Webfoot meets Webhead. You're for real. Jameson didn't crack his nut. You're a talking duck. You're not exactly Mr. Normal either, you know. And while you were spouting off telling me what I already know, Pro Rona's parakeet flew the coop. Look, you keep the jewel key and I'll see to tracking down this big bird. Gotta go now. Here comes my convenient helicopter. See ya. Be sure and right. Well, Howard, the danger's past and we're both alive and well. What will you do now? Where will you go? I don't know, but I sure could use a cigar. Next, the star-spawn threat of the deadly space turnip. Be here. So Howard defeats the cosmic accountant. He keeps him from collecting the universal dividends. And Spider-Man is there to save Howard at the end. And at the end, we have Beverly wondering what Howard will do next. There's some more advertising. And there's the end of the book. Hope you enjoyed this reading. I'll swing you guys back around for some thoughts and opinions. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that first installment of reading along, discovering new characters. Again, I don't know the name yet. I don't know what I'll name it when I upload it. But Howard the Duck #1, I liked it overall. It was a very fun, goofy story. Definitely up my alley, the kind of humor I look for in comics. I like dark and serious comics. However, this is more my flavor. Howard the Duck. I just prefer this kind of humor, this kind of style. I don't feel like comics should be taken that seriously all the time. Serious comics definitely have their place, but the goofy stuff is where I feel home at. I hope you enjoyed reading this issue. Again, I'm sure I've already said that. I hope that you come away with some thoughts and opinions on Howard the Duck. I'm definitely a fan now, having read this book. I need to consider getting it signed and slabbed. I do have it in Mylar, so it'll stay in good hands for the time being until I can get a slab on it. And I'm definitely on board with finishing this run. And I'd like to get the first appearance at some point, and then I would also want to complete all of Howard the Duck's runs. The Marvel Max run, the more recent run from a few years ago, written by Chip Zdarsky, and then definitely this first Bronze Age run.
I don't want to give it a rating. I know a lot of reviewers give ratings, but that's just not my style anymore. I used to do ratings, but I'm just going to let the book be. I'm going to leave it up to you guys and let your opinion be the rating. Again, though, it was an enjoyable book. I really thought it was funny. The thought of this universal accountant, he was going to audit the universe, and then he couldn't even beat a duck. So definitely a C-list villain. Definitely somebody worthy of a Howard the Duck comic book. Again, I hope you enjoyed this series. Hope you enjoyed this episode today. As trial by fire, and I hope to do some more episodes and read some more number ones and introduce you guys to new characters and introduce myself to new characters and read comic books. In the meantime,